Yo, what's good? It's game day. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Honora Boys in the building. We are brought to you by Honora Whiskey, HonoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, HonoraWhiskey.com. And it's the perfect way to have a nightcap after a victory.
Oh,
Championship game.
they say
But
36 years. 36 years.
When you drink, make sure you do it.
Responsible. No,
Let's
not
get it, Left.
Go crazy today. Go crazy.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Lucky Lefty Podcast, Honora Boys, ZAIRE, SHAUN Davis, Honora Whiskey, HonoraWhiskey.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Thumbs up, hit it, hit it. Shame to all you Ohio State fans hitting the thumbs down.
Shame.
Grow up.
Shame.
Conversations. National championship game. Get at us, patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network, Lucky Legends Podcast, players only.
Wait a minute, they smashing the dislike.
Let's get to it. Malik's 3 keys, Malik's pre-snap read, game predictions. Put your predictions in the chat, your GTB questions, and your super chats. We appreciate it all.
Not them hitting the dislike button.
Bro, we normally get, normally people disagree. First of all, I don't understand. I've watched tons of content, sports, music, life, entertainment, ministry. I literally watch minister things that I disagree with.
Yeah.
And I've never hit the thumbs down button. Like, what are you doing, man?
What are we doing, people?
You hit the thumbs down button because you disagree? That's not the purpose of the thumbs down button, man. It's just, it's crazy.
Oh, I've watched a lot of stuff on YouTube too. I've never thought let me go hit the dislike button.
I've never hit a dislike button, bro. I have never hit a dislike button in my life. So we, on average, our videos are like 98% likability, bro. As soon as we start talking about this national championship game, all of a sudden, and I'm sitting here laughing, and the comments are just comical, bro. Just comical.
That's really funny, man. I've never seen no hating stuff like that. Like, really, bro? You go. I get it. You're not a Notre Dame fan. But hitting the thumbs down is a straight hater move. Oh, whatever.
It is. Let me tell you something, Left. It is the funniest thing. I just laugh, man.
Oh my God.
I just laugh. Hey, man, look, you can also go to NBC TV. You go to NBC TV on YouTube, you can catch up with Mike 1. I'm SD2 Mike Shaun Davis. Mike 1 is ministry. So, you don't catch the ministry side.
Okay, so Mike 1 is okay.
Mike 1 is always ministry.
See, breaking it down.
Mike 1 is all SD2 mics. Mike 2
is here. Okay, 2 mics comes in. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mike 1 is ministry, NBC TV.
Yeah.
Yesterday I talked about the leaders of the being leaders of the resistance. Leaders of the resistance. Yeah.
Revolution won't be televised, stuff like that.
If you don't want to watch the full service, it's about a 15-minute clip that kind of encapsulates everything. Though.
That's right.
Tap in. If you love ministry, hearing good teaching. And then my mom, she has a video over there Left that is dynamic.
Oh, your mom does ministry too?
She's a beast, bro.
She's on the camera and stuff?
Yeah, she's a beast. She's a beast. To truth be told, she's really the roots of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the roots of everything. My dad always sang in the church, but he never really tapped in until like later on. So like for us, the root of everything came through her. So check out both mics for boy.
Yeah. Is she 3 mics? Is she SD 3 mics?
No. She's just the queen. That's just the queen.
Okay.
That's the queen. That's the queen of all things. That's the queen of all things. She's just the queen of all things. Lucky Lefty podcast. So, as always, you know what it is. Malik's.
Yeah, let me get my hat first. All
right. He wants to represent as he steps out, ladies and gents. I can't wait to hear what Left has to say about 17 beating 8 yesterday. I know he's going to make up some excuse. I know it hurt him to see 17 come out with the victory and head over to Arrowhead to face off against Patrick Mahomes. I just realized Saturday, ladies and gents, that I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? And I know the refs were awful.
Yeah, hold on now. Yeah, hold on. We ain't even get started today. Hold on, we ain't even get started today yet. This is how you got to come to the show championship.
Hey, let me tell you something. Your boy, shout out to Golden Tate, who was on ESPN Championship Drive last night with McElroy and Joey Galloway.
Okay. Oh, Ohio State.
Golden Tate was talking that talk, boy.
Yeah.
In Joey Galloway's face. Yo, he was talking that talk.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking that talk. Like, let's go. Let's get it. I guess they played golf earlier in the day.
Yeah, you know, Ohio State fans be chirp. They got this chirp about them. It's a chirp that you be like, wait, what you say? What you say? You said what? Oh, okay. It's one of them days. It's one of them days, boys.
Yeah, man. Let's get it. Energy is high. Laughing, man, because I feel good. I told my wife yesterday. I said, man, I'm usually a little anxious, have a little anticipation, anxiety build up for every game. It doesn't matter who they play. Doesn't matter. I said, I am really calm. I said, I'm really calm about this game. I am really calm about this game.
They done messed up.
I see good things. And I'll tip my cap. If you guys have not watched that championship drive, Joey Galloway did a really good breakdown. He has a lot of respect for the Notre Dame offensive line. And he was like, yo, he was putting up the film against Penn State. And he was like, dude, the way they run the ball and the variety, they can run it downhill, double team. They can get to the second level. They can run counter. They can pin and pull. He was like, they're athletic. He was like, there's so many things that they have in their bag in their running game. It's going to be a challenge.
The bag, right? In the bag.
Yeah. And I tip my cap because I'm like, that's an Ohio State dude that's willing to admit, oh, Notre Dame does pose challenges.
Yes, we do.
To Ohio State. Okay. I love good, balanced, objective commentary and analysis, bro. Just level.
That's all we asked for. That's all we asked for.
That's all. And shout out to Golden Tate coming in and just saying, man, scrap all that. What's your prediction? Golden Tate said Notre Dame by 1 million.
By 1 million.
By 1 million.
By 1 million. Come on, we can't lose today. This ain't the day to lose. This ain't the day to lose. What? This is where we make history, boys.
Before we get to your 3 keys, Left, any words about 8 going home at the hands of 17?
8 going home at the hands of 17. 8 going home. What's that mean? 8 going home.
Oh, you know what it means. You're trying to avoid the conversation. You know what it means. You know what it means. You know what it means.
Hold on. 8 go home at 17. What's that mean?
17 sent 8 home. He's trying to play slow, ladies and gentlemen, because he doesn't want to give that quarterback his credit.
He can't catch his own pass. Let's just start there.
Here we go.
And the fact that it's heartbreaking because all these drops, where they come from? Mark Andrews ain't dropped the ball all year. He's an all-pro, first team. And he dropping the passes? Man, some people can't step up to the challenge of being great, and Lamar has done everything great. And these situations here, even in the snow, he went 89 yards. 89 yards in the snow to tie it up. How is it his fault? How is it his fault?
How did they fall behind? How did they fall behind?
It's not about the first half.
No. I asked you a question.
In the first half, they had some turnovers and some issues and some miscues.
Wait a minute. It's a 4-quarter game, right? Is that not what we said? It's a 4-quarter game.
Down right? 89 yards to tie it up. I mean,
you're right. You're absolutely right. That was fantastic. Now let's go back to the first half and talk about how they got a 21-10 deficit at halftime.
Look, you can't just play perfect all game.
You can.
When it's time to flip that switch on, like Ohio State can't do, like Will Howard can't do, Lamar can. And that's why they went 89 yards and was in position to be good for the I mean, come on. They only had 1 3-and-out. And it was actually a 2-and-out because it was a pick. Other than that, they did what they wanted. They did what they wanted.
I think I see where you're going. Are you trying to say that Will Howard has a lot more Jared Goff in him? The big moments? Is that what you're trying to say?
All I know is that they love talking about man-to-man all day. But my thing is, Marcus Freeman encapsulated the perfect question of Ryan Day. They said, Marcus Freeman, if you could ask him anything and get a transparent answer, what would you ask Ryan Day? Marcus Freeman so eloquently, Obama-like, Will Smith kind of feel to it. He said, how many different ways are you going to get it to 4? And you know what? That was a psychological question. That was psychological.
The play on his ego.
You know why it was psychological? Because he was like, because throwing with Will Howard ain't enough. What are the other ways you're going to give it 4? It can't just be Will. It can't be Will throwing it because it won't beat us. You got to hand it to him, shovel it to him, fumble Rooski, screen, double reverse. It's got to come from something else. So I like Marcus Freeman playing the mind games. Another thing, Ryan Day can't dress. Ryan Day can't dress. Who goes in there with a picnic table type of suit? A pattern suit, really? Picnic table? That was plaid.
It was the scarlet and the gray and the
ugly. It was ugly. It was ugly. You talk about Shannon Sharp. You talk about Shannon Sharp. Ryan Day's suits are the ugliest.
More than likely, Ryan Day didn't even pick his suit out, bro.
He had khaki pants with a picnic table colored suit jacket. That was ugly. It was ugly.
Come on,
you need to go my dog eat.
We knew who was going to be the swaggiest at the table.
Oh, Marcus Freeman came fly. I'm talking about lime green. It wasn't no lime. It was like a Easter green or something. He came in
Easter green.
That green was.
I didn't know green could be connected to Easter. I had no clue. I had no clue.
That was an Easter green. I'm telling you.
59 said it was borderline Craig Sager. Shout out.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Craig Sager because that was intentional. Ryan Day wasn't intentional. He just got the first thing in his closet. That's an ugly suit, Ryan Day. And why would you come up there knowing Marcus Freeman is the best dressed coach in America and try to stand next to him with that ugly suit? See, that just does it. And then you giving off these mean mugs. What we boxing? What we face off? That's what you want, Ryan Day? All these mean mugs. What you mean mugging for? You saw him talking about straight face. He ain't like nobody care about none of that. Marcus Freeman went in there with a smile, being charismatic. You know what I'm saying? It's the championship game. He ain't sweating it. You got Ryan Day sweating over there. Red like his jacket. That ugly jacket he had on. I can't believe he would. They need to have separate interview booths. Why they got this man Marcus Freeman losing swag sitting next to this guy Ryan Day? Come on now. For the championship. You don't see how fly this brother look?
What was he supposed to do, left?
Man, ask him questions over the phone. Put him on Zoom.
I support everybody being themselves. If you're a khaki dude, be a khaki dude.
He was wearing khaki with a plaid looking. Oh, that was so ugly. It was like you wouldn't have worn it. You would.
He pulled his wife with it. He pulled his wife with it. I have nothing to say about it. Well, you own one today. You own one today. Coach Carl Reed, 247 Sports, joins us shortly. But yeah, it's an interesting trend from this weekend. Every team that had more yardage lost in the playoffs this weekend?
The turnovers is why they lost.
Turnovers are huge in big games, man. Turnovers are everything in big games. Everything in big games.
It's the worst, actually. They have such a heavy weight on the game. Like, even if they're early, it's still a heavy. And they played, that's what I'm saying. Baltimore still played really good. It's just them stupid
third quarter. That third quarter was like a slaughter. It was like they just came out like, we're about to kill y'all. y'all, we let y'all have fun in the first half. Now we're about to kill y'all. But this is why someone asked me, if you're a Kansas City fan, who would you rather see come to Arrowhead? And I said Baltimore.
Yeah.
People were like, Baltimore? I said, yeah, because Baltimore has shown that they will make those mistakes in big games.
Yeah, that's true.
I said, Buffalo plays very similar. They just run the ball. And,
when Josh got to be special, he picks his spots.
Just like Kansas City and Pat. They very similar styles. I said I would love for Baltimore. It was the same thing early in the season, the first game. Baltimore was making a comeback, but they got down because of the turnovers and the mistakes. It's the same thing. And in big games.
They don't do that all season. They don't do that any other game. They wait for the biggest games in the season to do it. It's like, what else? How do you get better?
Myles Garrett did the pregame show, and Myles Garrett said it best. He was like, dude, Baltimore's their own worst enemy. He was like, they stopped themselves. Seriously. They consistently beat themselves.
Man, that is the total truth. There was nothing Buffalo did where I was like, man, they was doing whatever they wanted. And lo and behold, just Baltimore shooting themselves in the foot when it's like, dude, y'all could have scored and blew this team out. That's how bad it was. It's like, golly.
I don't know if we usually have a lot of Chicago people listening to us because there's a lot of Notre Dame fans in Chicago. Whether or not you went to the school, just the history of Chicago, Notre Dame is long-standing. Chicago fans are panicking.
Panicking?
They're panicking.
Why?
They got a chance to watch that dude go up to Detroit and do what he did to the Lions. They're like, did we choose the
Jay
wrong
Daniels
one?
is the truth, man.
Did we choose the wrong one again? Did we mess this up again?
No, Jared Goff's not bad.
Caleb is not Mitch Trubisky, ladies and gents. So
He's not. Caleb just is in a position from circumstance. Like he's a good part of y'all future. But if y'all can't get a coach, what can Caleb really do? What can Caleb really do?
I tell you one thing.
Y'all don't get Ben Johnson. What are y'all gonna do?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I didn't see 5 doing this. I didn't see this.
Well, Dan Campbell's a great coach.
No, I'm talking about Jaden Daniels. I didn't see him.
Oh.
I didn't see this.
The guy they like, they got the hair coach over there, they like him too. He was like a favorite around the league.
Oh, Quinn?
Yeah, Dan Quinn. They love Dan Quinn. He's got that. They want to play.
He's a Super Bowl head coach. He's been to the Super Bowl. Great defensive mind. Great, yeah.
When you got a great head coach, and you have talent at quarterback, and you just so happen that your head coach is a great defensive head coach, you're gonna get far. I mean, that's a formula for success. I mean, most times, guys are defensive focused. Like Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith was defensive focused, shabby quarterbacks, but because the defense was so good, y'all went far. You know what I mean?
According to you, he didn't have a shabby quarterback in Rex Grossman. According to you.
But that was the best quarterback y'all have had in a long time.
Man, this is where we make our transition right there.
Come on.
When you start going left, it's time to bring in our big brother, Coach Reed, live on social media, 247 Sports. Man, big bro, it's been a minute, but welcome back to the show. How's everything going?
Man, everything going good, man. What's up, guys?
Man, we love you, bro, and just Watching you from afar, you continue to ascend in the work that you do and your impact on the game and how you break it down. So we'll start with tonight. Give us your thoughts about both teams and their path to this national championship matchup, starting with Ohio State.
Well, I think that if you go with Ohio State, everybody expected them to be here. When you start talking about the talent that they were able to recruit and bring in, the key additions like Caleb Downs in the transfer portal, the only question mark they had going in was, could Will Howard do it? Was he the right guy? He seems to have answered.
Seems to what?
So,
seems to what? Coach Carl Reed. Seems to what? What's he gonna do?
He seems to be the guy. You know, he seems to be the guy that they needed. They made the correct call there. Everybody expected Ohio State to be here. They got a lot of criticism when they lost to Michigan. And what I say to everybody is styles make fights. So the way Michigan has constructed their roster is a problem for Ohio State. But nobody else has been able to cause them problems.
Whoa. Nobody else? Oregon put a little bit on them a little early in the season.
You know, you saw what happened in the rematch. You know, so we like let's be 100. Like let's not be a 100% hater now, right? And I'm gonna tell you this, right? If you get down in Atlanta tonight and some of them Ohio State fans, they try to get on you. I got a lot of guys down there that'll help you out. You know what I mean?
I'm not worried. I'm covered by the cloth. What is I'm covered by the cloth?
I got a lot of guys down there, man. Just know those are my people down there. So if people from Ohio State, if they try to corner you, I'm gonna send you a number to call. Right? They'll get right to you.
All we need is to fire up them wings at Magic City and fire up them wings at B Live and all the places down there. We need it going crazy. It's gonna be a celebration.
I'm gonna tell you what. My wife might be watching the show, so we're not gonna talk too much about the wings at Magic City right now. You know, lemon pepper. You know, but
the flavors. You know,
we're gonna stay away from that. But it's always a great time in Atlanta.
That's right.
So the path of Notre Dame. We know about the loss in Northern Illinois after a euphoric win on the road at Texas A&M to start the season, and then you fall off the cliff against Northern Illinois. What has impressed you the most? And for you, from afar, did you see this coming, this run to the national championship game?
No, I didn't see it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know if Riley Leonard could play good enough. Obviously, a loss to Northern Illinois was diabolical.
Right?
It was rough. So, after you lose to Northern Illinois, anybody who tells you that they have faith that this team could play for a national championship would be lying to you, right? Then Thomas Hammock came on and said, "Hey, call me so I can teach you some things." So it was, and me knowing Coach Hammock and knowing Freeman, that was just a crazy,
just a crazy circumstance. I'm sure it was.
Diabolical. So you lose to Northern Illinois. At that point, you concerned if your guy is even going to be he's even the right guy for the job. That's what everybody. So you got to be honest.
That's the feelings out there. That's the feelings.
That's what everybody was feeling. But now, what he's done has been remarkable. To be able to refocus his team and get them to stay the course, and they're winning, playing really tough team football. And we got to talk about the St. Louis kids. We got to talk about the kids from my hometown. Jeremiah Love has been the best running back in the country.
That's right.
It would be some people, I was talking to my co-host, Smoke Dixon. There's going to always be some people, Ashton Genty had a phenomenal season. Nothing to take away from him. But Jeremiah Love is like that. And he's always been like that. Like, this is who he is, right? And then when you go to the defensive side of the ball and you see Christian Gray out there manning the corner, another St. Louis kid, I'm just telling you, man. And the only thing, I was talking to Coach Drink the other day, and I say, well, Drink, Love and Gray, Rubio, Aeneas Williams, these are St. Louis guys. These are St. Louis guys.
That's the secret sauce, isn't it? I think that's the secret sauce.
My Missouri Tigers would be in the championship if those guys were playing
for the Missouri Tigers, right?
What did Drink say? What did Drink say?
Listen. I'm not gonna say what he said. I'm not gonna say what he said. But we had the conversation, and the one thing I'm gonna say, I gotta talk to my man Jason Love, Jeremiah Dad, and I gotta say, hey man, you really did a number on the Tigers, man. And we got Ryan Wingo at the University of Texas, man. Are you kidding me? St. Louis kids, if you're watching this, stay at home. Notre Dame in the game. On the backs of kids from St. Louis.
No negative recruiters now.
On the backs
on the spotlight.
No. But listen, man, Notre Dame, what Coach Freeman has been able to do, the offensive line is playing great. Riley Leonard is playing really good football, not turning it over, extending plays. The defense, Freeman is a defensive guy, one of the best in the country. So I think we're going to have a really good football game tonight by two teams that deserve to be here, that earned the right to be here.
Now, I wanted to point this out. We break down styles make fights, and that's exactly what you said. So let's dig into the game a little bit. I pointed out that, Notre Dame, top defense, but they defend you a little bit differently than Ohio State does, right? They both do it different ways. Two great coordinators. We talk about Nose, we talk about Al Golden. Distinct differences in their styles. But the one thing I looked at is that there was a trend with the games that Ohio State played against similar physical teams that want to run the football. Michigan, Penn State, Nebraska. All three of those games were closer games. And if teams can run the ball and find a way to run the ball, those three teams averaged 140 yards on the ground in those three games and kept the game within a touchdown. This is a similar style that Ohio State is facing tonight. Is there a particular number on the ground that you feel like the Buckeyes have to hold Notre Dame under in order to really be effective against that run game?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're holding people in the playoffs to 62 yards a game. So you got to
come on now, those finesse teams, though, brother.
I love that. That was sitting on his brain.
Oregon and Texas ain't really trying to line up, and
that's not. Oregon's trying to run the ball. Don't do that.
Not like Notre Dame and State.
But here's the difference. It's a couple of things. You have to be able to run. It's not just can you run the ball. It's can you run it out of 12 and 21 personnel, right? Because it's not your ability to run it. It's that personnel grouping that has given that team problems. So if you can run it out of 12 and 21, then that can push it. They're going to need to hold Notre Dame under 150 on the ground tonight to be able, or else anything over 150, you would think that Notre Dame was controlling the trenches and they were controlling. And
hitting big plays.
Jeremiah Love, even though he's banged up, he's got some injuries, he still has the ability when he gets in the open field. He's not a guy that gets caught easily. Another thing, though, that is different is we don't have elements because they're playing in the dome tonight, right? Yeah. So the fact that you're playing in the dome, it's not the same feel of when you play Michigan in November, outside, as it is when you're going to be playing inside. So the weather becomes a factor. It will be a non-factor tonight. So if Notre Dame can run the ball out of 12 and 21 personnel groupings, right? If they can do that, then that is what causes Ohio State problems. You can't line up in 10 and 11 and run the ball on Ohio State. They have too many great athletes on defense. They just rally to the football. So it's about getting in those groups and seeing if you can move the ball that way.
On the other side of the ball, go ahead. No.
Recruiting ideologies. You're dealing with a team that has the house money versus a team that you could argue that has developed players for 3 years. Yes, Ohio State has a collection of the talent they wanted to buy, but what does it mean for a win from under Marcus Freeman to get developed program where you get 5 stars?
Hold on a second. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What's he doing, Coach? What's he doing, Coach?
Don't do that. Notre Dame is also recruiting the best players in the country.
Absolutely.
They recruiting all the 4 and the 5 stars. Don't.
We've taken guys from 3s and 4s and developed them and created depth through that. I think Marcus Freeman's roster as a 1A, 1B is something that nobody else has figured out yet. There's a lot of top-heavy groups.
Well, they also have an academic component that's important to the students that play at Notre Dame. So you can build a team like that because the Notre Dame degree has value, a lot of value still. So a guy that goes to Notre Dame is going there to be more than a football player, but they're still recruiting the best football players in the country. So let's not act like, they went out and got a bunch of scrubs and then they developed them. They got some Christian Gray and Jeremiah Love could have went anywhere in the country. And Williams could have went anywhere in the country, right?
That's right.
Riley Leonard could have been anybody's quarterback. So let's not act like, let's not do that. This is why the Ohio State people don't want it, right? This is why they want you the way that they do, man. They want to round with you down there, man. I'm telling you. Ohio State guys, they text me, they call me, they say, man, why is this guy your friend, bro? They say, why do you deal with this guy? They want a piece of you, man. I've been keeping them off of you. I promise you.
Okay. We want all the smoke today.
Left, you can't go back home?
No, we back home. I got a first class ticket once we win. I'm bringing the truck. We're having the first ever parade from Dayton to Columbus when Marcus Freeman come home with that trophy. We just gonna ride all the way up I-70, and we're gonna ride straight up, and everybody gonna be on the side. Like,
you better put a COVID mask on so people don't know who you are. One of them N95 masks. You better get somebody in this chat better send you one. And put your address.
Come on now.
Put your address in the chat so they can send you one of them COVID. They can say, man, because them people want a piece out of you, man. And I'm gonna tell you, I done Alabama, Auburn shows. I done Ohio State, Michigan shows, right? I done Texas, Oklahoma shows.
That's right.
I've never seen anybody want to be physical with somebody the way the Ohio State people want to be physical with you, man. It's a problem. They got real beef with you, man. I don't know what you did to these people. I don't know what it is that you said exactly.
Look, I brought down the veil. I done brought down the veil of distraction and the deterrence, and we are talking about real football. This is a real football game where we have a real chance of doing something nice.
Hey, I'm just telling you,
in charge.
All my people in Atlanta, Georgia, they got your back, man. They're not gonna let anything, I promise you, they're not gonna let anything happen to you, bro.
We tell them, Coach Carl Reed, we tell them to catch the confetti. Just catch the confetti. It's that blue and gold at the end.
I am gonna tell you this because I told this to Sean the other day. If Ohio State beats Notre Dame, just deactivate your social media. Just get off. Just deactivate and change your number too. Deactivate your social media. They gonna be on you, man. You gonna have the worst. Listen, if Notre Dame loses tonight, you are gonna have the worst week ever, man. They are gonna be on you. Get out, delete your Instagram.
It's all good because guess what? Ohio State fans love to talk. They don't like to talk during the game. That's why I get them.
Just get out of here. I'm telling you, man. Get out of there. Get out of there, bro. Like for real. And I'm gonna tell you, if it's over early, leave before the fourth quarter's over.
Oh no, we a 4-quarter team. Can Ohio State say that about themselves? Can Ohio State say that about themselves?
I'm worried about your safety, man. I ain't even talking about. I'm worried about you, man. I'm worried, man. They want a piece of you, man. I'm telling you. Listen. I be hanging with Paul Feinbaum. They don't even be this mad at Paul in the South. Like Paul riles the fans up. They don't even get this mad at Paul Feinbaum. They want you, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Out of you.
Good.
There you, boy.
That's right. That championship's gonna shroud all the haters. We gonna be good.
Coach Carl Reed, Coach Reed, live right here on the Lucky Lefty podcast with us. Coach, you felt about some changes are coming, I'm sure, to the playoffs as it matriculates down through the years, right? But did college football get what they want from this initial 12-team college football playoff?
They did. They got the two best teams. They just didn't get there the way they wanted to get there. And I'm a big SEC guy. And so the SEC teams would be upset, a couple of them that got left out. But would the teams that got left out, would they really have won a national championship? I don't think so. They could have beat Boise or Penn State in some of the earlier rounds. But one thing, football is not like basketball. There are no Cinderellas in football.
No.
No. It's too physical of a game, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like at times we're trying to give this a March Madness feel, and you can't have it. You don't want that. Not at this level. The best teams, I don't care if you make it 12 teams, 16 teams. I liked it a lot when it was just 4 teams. The best teams are going to win the championship year in and year out. And I have not seen an exception for that in the sport of football.
What did you think about Arizona State's run? Were they because I don't want to call them a Cinderella, but would they be the Cinderella in that circumstance? Because they had every chance to beat Texas.
Yeah, they had a chance. I mean,
they're not better than Texas. You know what I'm saying? They're not a more talented team than Texas, but they throughout that game they could have won.
They had their opportunities to win, and Texas closed it out to beat them. Kenny Dillingham, we got to be talking about him for a lot of Coach of the Year awards because he was 3-9 a year ago, and he revamped his roster, made a couple of key additions to his staff. Hines Ward being a huge one, right? That brought some stability to his team, and he did a remarkable job. They get Scatterborough to come in at running back. Like he did an incredible job this year at Arizona State, and he is the head coach of a Big 12 program, which is a Power 4 conference. So they deserve to be in the playoffs. They won the Big 12. So I wouldn't look at them like a Cinderella. You got to look at them like a conference champion of a Power 4 team. Boise State is more fits the Cinderella mindset, and they had their opportunities to beat Texas. Texas went through some key injuries throughout the season, and I think that what people don't realize about Texas lost their top 2 running backs before the season started. They lost them in camp, right? So the fact that Texas was even in that position in the playoffs was remarkable to me. The offensive line was banged up. Banks went down. At one point, Williams went down. They had a young guy, Trevor Goolsby, who I think is phenomenal and is going to be a first-round draft pick who was able to fill in at both tackle spots for both of those guys. But outside of that, no, I think that Arizona State and what Kenny's done has been remarkable, and I think he'll continue to build on that.
What do you think is going to be the biggest storyline coming out of this game? Like, as you predict this out and how you think things are going to play out, what is going to be the biggest storyline?
There's going to be 4 or 5 plays in this game that need to be made, and it's going to come down to does Riley Leonard make them or does Will Howard make them? Because the game is going to come down to those 2 and who makes those key plays.
I agree.
It's as simple as that. Left, you don't have faith in Will Howard. That's why they want you, bro.
Ohio State just didn't have faith in Will Howard a couple weeks before this. I was just agreeing with y'all. So you're right, Ohio State. You don't believe in them. They wanted to have a brand new day, not Ryan Day, over at Ohio State after that Michigan game, and this is saving them. So they're playing from a point of desperation. They need this more than us, but we got it here. Is
it really? Because Ohio State, I guess you could say they pushed all their chips into the middle of the table, retaining their guys, going out, making some NIL moves and adding some guys. This really feels like that moment where it's like, yeah, they're going to retool and have talent next year, but it just has a feeling like, this is a moment we have to take advantage of.
The people in the state of Ohio would be very disappointed if they didn't win the national championship. Remember that Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer said before the season started that this is the most talented Ohio State team that they've ever seen. Remember, they both said that, So Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer, 2 national championship winning coaches of the Ohio State Buckeyes, they hoping tonight that they welcome Ryan Day into the members-only club.
You think Jim Tressel?
Yeah, Jim Tressel wearing that green and blue tonight, baby. He wearing that green and blue tonight.
You think he's giving Marcus some secrets tonight?
Yeah.
No, he's not. I bet he ain't talked to Marcus all week.
Really?
It's like that. Jim Tressel, Ohio, through and through.
Okay.
That's okay.
Ohio, through and through. He would be down there rooting for him if they wasn't playing Ohio State.
Yeah.
But make no doubt about it. Jim Tressel is Ohio.
He is Ohio. He is. That's fair.
He could probably run for the governor of Ohio and win.
You're probably right.
Yeah,
You're probably right. Give me, we're going to make you commissioner heading into the 2025 season. Give me the 3 biggest changes you would make in college football.
The 3 biggest things, the changes that I would make is I would take the collectives completely out of college football. And I would make every school from their revenue sharing, depending on what conference you play in, all the kids would get the same amount of money, right? And the only way their money could increase is by hitting benchmarks like making player of the year, first team all conference, and it would
like
be
incentive based.
It would be incentive based, and it would be uniform. I would allow you to make whatever money off the field that you can make, whatever commercials you can get, whatever apparel deals, marketing deals you can get. But from a collective standpoint, I would take the collectives out of it. The second thing I would do is I'd go down to one transfer portal window, right? We'd only have one window, and that window wouldn't open until after the playoffs was over. And I'd give you 10 days to figure it out.
So free agency, because you're saying they can play in those 12 teams, right? If they get transfers
play. Yeah, you can play. And then
that's the same thing. Yeah, because then you can't worry about depth and injury affecting the second season. You can still have good, the best teams can still be there,
The last thing that I would do is I would go back to you can only make one transfer. After you transfer once, if you transfer again, you must sit. There's no questions asked. There's no appeal process. There's anything, because these young men have to understand that they're gonna need the education piece, whether they want to or not. Everybody's chasing the league. Man, you got guys been to 3, 4, 5 schools, and they don't have. It's not a degree in sight, and that becomes an issue for a lot of those guys. So I would do those are 3 of the things that I would do. We have to be honest, and I would change the classification of the players. They're not amateurs anymore, they're professionals. Right? Once you're getting paid, you're a professional, and holding on to that amateur status is why you have some of the issues, like the kid who just left Wisconsin and went to Miami, and everybody's kind of up in their ears about that. But a lot of these guys, man, you talking about the National Football League, even if you end up being a good pro in the league, when 10 years is over, you're still 32, 33 years old with your whole life. We got to put some type of meaning back on getting an education at the collegiate level.
So in your mind, you believe that which one of those things do you think happens first? Out of the 3 things that you mentioned, what's going to happen first? And that's more paramount. I love what you said, but I think just like with NIL coming into play because of legislation that happened, I think some type of legislation, maybe even federal, is going to have to come into place to allow for the unionization of players and to take that amateur status off. So, I don't know how long that would take, but which one of those things do you think happens first?
Well, I think the first thing that happens is probably the transfer portal window being addressed. I think that happens before anything. It's hard to get a group of people in the room to agree on something because everybody's interest is different. The people from the South want to do whatever benefits the SEC, right? The people from the Midwest to the Eastern Seaboard, they want to do whatever benefits the Big Ten and the ACC, right? The people on the West Coast, their conferences have been bothered so much they don't know what they want because they took the Pac-12 from them, and their power teams are now in the Big 12 and the Big 10. So anytime you put a group of people in the room and you try to get them to agree, you're going to have chaos because everybody has different agendas, which is why you have to appoint a commissioner and allow that person to make rules that everybody just has to live with. Without rules, we live like the animals.
With winning or losing, does this change the recruiting field under Notre Dame that guys and more high key profile players want to be enticed to go to Notre Dame with a win or a loss?
No, I don't. I think Notre Dame is in great position with recruits. I've talked to a lot of prospects. Guys that Notre Dame to me is always in excellent position because guys who want to play at Notre Dame, they want to be there for a very specific reason. They want to be there for the tradition. They want to be there for the education and that degree and what it means. They want to be there for the religious part of it, for the religious component, for the Catholic component of it. So they have a great advantage for kids who want to be there. And kids that don't want the academic rigor, they don't go to Notre Dame. So they're able to very well nail in on some top prospects that definitely want to go there. So I actually think recruiting to Notre Dame is a little easier than it is recruiting to some of the other schools, because the kids who consider Notre Dame have far less options where you can get a great education and compete for national championships. You can go to Stanford and Northwestern and Vanderbilt, but you don't necessarily see yourself competing for national championships in those institutions. So, and regardless of what anybody thinks, there are more great football players that have great grades than there are that have bad ones.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. And I think you're right. I don't think a lot of people look at the advantage that it is, even for the staff in Notre Dame, to know exactly what you're looking for every recruiting cycle. You know the type of kid that you need. You know the type of kid that fits. And you know right off the bat, these particular top kids don't fit. So we're going after these guys, and it's very streamlined. I agree with you there, Coach. And I think there are a couple of outliers that they try. I think just even this year, I think Deuce Knight was an outlier that they had built a strong relationship with. He had a really good relationship with Marcus Freeman. And a lot of people thought they should get out when things started to turn early in the summer. And they chose to stay in the fight until the end, and it didn't work out. But I think every now and then they'll try one or two kids that might be outliers that they know they're going to have to really fight to get in the program if they feel like they're worth it. And, I think I agree with you. A lot of people look at the challenges of Notre Dame and the rigors of the academics as a disadvantage. And Marcus Freeman has found a way to use it as his advantage and just go ahead first into it and buy into it and lead the way and add it to like his magnetism. Coach, man, I laughed I think it was an early spring practice. They just started spring practice. And I'm sitting up top and I'm watching, and this line is developing. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? They're walking people out to the middle of the field as practice is going on. And it's a line of parents, in particular, some moms, just wanting to take a picture with Marcus Freeman. Regardless of whether or not their kid are going to be coming to the University of Notre Dame. And I'm like, yo.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. When I first met Marcus Freeman, I was a high school coach in St. Louis, and he was the linebacker coach at Purdue. And he walked into school, and they thought he was a student, right? And I can tell you what, he can't walk through the school now.
Can't do it. Yeah.
He going to shut the school down now. So things have changed for that brother. He in a different space than he is now. He used to come and just hang out, man, and
yeah, he on schedule now. He got
you gotta listen, man. You used to could call him and he'll pick right up. Now you gotta get it with his assistant. You gotta get on the schedule. You gotta say, hey man, I need to have a conversation with Marcus. Well, Marcus got,
Marcus gotta be here
between 6:35 and 6:43. Reed, he can get on the phone with you.
He can squeeze you in now. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm still on the list to be squeezed in.
Hey, that's all you need. Lefty Podcast. So we're going to go ahead and get our prediction from you, Coach. Let us know how you think things are going to play out tonight down in the ATL.
Oh, you're going to make me pick a winner on your show, man?
Right. You don't have to give a score.
You just got to say the right answer.
How do you think this game is going to go? What do you expect this game to display tonight? Is it going to be close? Is it going to be Ohio State jumping out early? Notre Dame keeping it close and coming down to a fourth quarter? Well, you've already said
it's by half. Is Notre Dame going to whoop them by half?
I think tonight you are going to have one of the greatest national championship games that we've seen in the last 10 years in terms of being evenly matched, right?
Okay.
Evenly matched. But I think that Jeremiah Smith makes one more play.
Okay. The freshman? The guy that just the true freshman. Okay.
I think Ohio State wins this one 38-35.
Ooh, I like it. It's going to be an exciting game. It's definitely going to be scored.
You see, you might need to talk to Jason Love to see. That's probably why Drink ain't getting them dudes from St. Louis, because you're not pulling for them. You're not pulling for them.
I'm pulling for him. I'm pulling for him. I'm pulling for him. I want him to win for sure.
Yeah, I saw. I got the spreadsheet for the 26 kids. It's some more St. Louis.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing about it is we never gonna run out of talent in St. Louis.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir.
We never gonna run out of talent.
So we'll be back a lot. Is that what you said?
So
but that talent. What we've talked about this before. Underrated, in my opinion, underrated city, state when it comes to high school football. The pipeline to Notre Dame goes a long way. Like, we just watched Kyron Williams just playing his tail off for the last 2 years in the NFL and what he did at Notre Dame. What in particular, what has shifted? Was it everything that took place with the Big 8 and then on to the Big 12 and how realignment took place? Did kids from that region stop going to the traditional powers in their region and start looking elsewhere? Or has it always been St. Louis kids were always looking outside of, the SEC schools, the Big 12 schools, things of that nature?
So traditionally, St. Louis kids, 70% of the big time players have went to the Big 10.
Okay.
So you got to think Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio State. Even when you think of guys like Zeke, Jamison Williams started at Ohio State.
Right.
But St. Louis is a Big 10 country because the University of Missouri just got into the SEC a decade ago. So it's not, that relationship is not that old. In Missouri, when they were in the Big 12 and previously the Big 8, very bad football program for a long time. So they didn't get a lot of the top end guys. That didn't happen until Gary Pinkel came, and he had a good stretch. When guys like Jeremy Macklin and Sheldon Richardson and those guys stayed at home and played at Mizzou. Mizzou's teams are always better when the St. Louis kids stay at home. But for the most part, the St. Louis area has been committed to the Big 10. But recruiting is national now because with the advent of Huddle and social media, they didn't have Huddle when we played. They didn't have social media when we played. So between Huddle, between social media, between all of these national camps, now you're seeing guys from St. Louis go to places like Alabama, go to places like the University of Texas. We had guys go to Clemson. We had guys go to Florida State. Those things didn't happen back in the day because recruiting was more regional. Recruiting is not regional anymore because of the mega conferences. So now if you're a California kid or if you're a St. Louis kid, you can go play at USC, which we had Corey Sims, who was a former teammate of Jeremiah Love at CBC. He's going to play receiver at USC, but because USC is in the Big 10, his family's still going to get to see him play when he comes home and plays Illinois and Indiana and Michigan State. Those are drivable games from them. So it's not as much about the travel anymore because half your schedule could still potentially be played in the region where you're from because of the way the conferences are structured now. So now staying home is not as big a thing for kids as it once was because you're gonna still be able to run back home a few times. And you got NIL money now, so you don't have to depend on your mama no more to fly you back and forth. These kids on our weekends off in school, we were hoping we would get to drive home for a weekend, and somebody might have to Western Union or some guy. Kids don't even know what Western Union is. Somebody might have to Western Union you some gas money. But now on these kids' weekends off, they get a 3-day weekend. They going to Cabo, man. They going to Cancun. They going to the Bahamas and Jamaica and Hawaii on their weekends off, man, because they got that paper, man. They getting that bread. But listen, I tell them all the time, hey, you better play ball, especially in a game like this tonight, or your money gonna look funny on that next month's check.
Coach, before I let you go, I have to get some coach answers from you. Was the Saban effect underrated by a lot of people?
I predicted it.
What do you mean? Say in what way?
As far as the transition that it would take for Alabama, and then it just seems like even the SEC, without having that dude up top, you had him and you had Kirby. That was like a stamp. You're gonna have Georgia and Alabama. You had Georgia, but then once Alabama took a step back, you were waiting for that next team. I guess Texas was that next team, but Texas was there before they were ascending before they came into the SEC. A lot of people are starting to look at this trend, especially through the playoffs. I've seen articles, I've heard creators and analysts say, man, it seems like the Big Ten is picking up steam and that the SEC might be losing some steam from what they were based upon the way the landscape is now.
You can't expect anybody to do what Nick Saban did. He's the greatest of all time. He's 7 times. He's the 7. So anybody who thought that anybody was going to do what Saban did, that to me, that's foolish, right? Yeah. Nick Saban is the reason for the season. He's the reason that Alabama was what it is. It's his vision, it's his program, it's his system, and you would have to know that and see. You have to be able to see it the way he sees it, and just his knowledge of the game. And you ain't gonna see another Saban, right? Mm-hmm. Kirby Smart is only 48 years old. Yeah. He's already won too, so he's got a shot, but he's not playing in the same world that Saban was playing in. So right now, think about a kid like Jalen Walker, who played at Georgia and spent some time as a backup. Well, he wouldn't do that in today's era. He wouldn't have to, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't have to. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like the game. It's not the same game. We got to stop looking back and look forward.
Yeah.
We got to say, with the way that the game is today, who can be next? Who can dominate?
How much do you think the 12-team playoff, though, change? Because that's essentially a second season. How does that affect college football from a hiring coach's standpoint? And, like the free agent thing, like kids are going to want to try to find the 12 teams to kind of go to. How do you think that'll transform the
well, it actually helps you because you get 12 instead of 4. So now instead of the top kids looking at 4 potential programs, they're going to be looking at 12 potential. Well, you don't know which 12 is going to be every year. So that's going to trickle. That's going to really trickle to 30 teams that have an opportunity to be fighting for those 12 spots. So at the top, it's really going to help you a lot. Get more kids and more exposure. The thing about football in the South is this, and I've been all over the country. I've evaluated kids from everywhere. I've been a high school coach. They take football way more seriously in the South. That like you can't. At the youth level, at the high school level, you cannot debate. There's no debating the seriousness in which they take football, from spring ball to off-season training, from the whole deal. And the fan bases are different down there, but they don't have the money down there. The South has some of the poorest states in the United States of America. So now when you infuse money into the equation, now, when you say, okay, the kid can go to who has the most money, well, that was all the Big Ten needed because those states and those bases have more businesses. They have more financial stability. They have the ability to pay more money than the schools in the South. So if I was a Big Ten school, I would be saying, man, this is your time, right? This is your time. Cut the check, right? This is where all the Fortune 500 companies are, right? This is where all the major businesses are. So if you love your school, take your checkbook out, right? That's what the pastor tell you on Sunday. Pass it around.
So, Coach Prime, at the end of the day, does he stay in Colorado and coach the Buffaloes next season?
Not if Dallas come calling. Dallas, that's a come on, that's Dallas.
You're asking me a hypothetical question, right? What I will say is that money talks and BS runs America.
Always.
So
Colorado don't want to pay. Colorado don't want to pay more money. That just came out.
Well, if you want that man to coach, pay that man.
Yeah, basically.
That's it. It's just business.
Hey, nobody got deeper pockets than Jerry. That's the thing.
It is. Same. I say the same thing down there, man. Pass that plate around, man. You know what the preacher tell you. The preacher tell it to you every Sunday. You can recite it. right? You know what I'm talking about. When he get up there and tell you, man, to pass that thing, or 10%. It's a tip, not a tip. Right? That's what you say.
And you got to remember, you can't beat God given.
Will a man rob God? Will a man rob God? Yet he have robbed me. How have he robbed me? With tithes and all.
Well, you better preach.
Right? Huh? Come on now. When your change was strange, your money was funny, and your credit wouldn't get it. You called on God. You better pass
on God.
Huh? You know what you got to do if you want your team to win. You know what you got to do.
You know what you got to do. That's right.
Coach Carl Reed.
Last question. If Marcus Freeman wins, is there any other place he can go that would be at the level of being at Notre Dame, winning the
Chicago Bears? What you mean? Where else could he go? The Chicago Bears.
I don't want to do that to him, Coach. I don't want to do that to him. I don't want him to suffer through that. I don't.
No. They wouldn't be very forgiving of Marcus Freeman.
But let me know. I will say this, Left. I told you this. As a Chicago Bears fan that has suffered and watched bad ownership for decades, have no clue. They were the last organization to actually install a general manager. They're the only organization that does not own their own stadium. Like it gets no worse in running a business in the modern day NFL than the Chicago Bears ownership. I would not want to subject my brother to those conditions, but I will say this. The one thing that makes him transferable to that situation is that there are some similarities into how the Bears run things as being the outlier and wanting to be the outlier of the NFL, and Notre Dame and how they run things being different than everybody else. The fact that he can handle that and buy in, he can probably, whatever is up there at Hallis Hall, he can probably find a way to buy in and infuse energy into it to cause it to be a winning situation. He probably has those capabilities, but I look.
You know, man, I don't know, man. He a ball coach. He know what he's doing for sure.
Yeah.
But I see him staying at Notre Dame for a long time. He got, you know, at the college level, what job do you take after Notre Dame?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What job do you even take after?
Unless you go into the NFL.
Yeah.
But I would tell you what, man. 150 million.
That's some good ties, boy. I don't know what church you go. That's some good ties.
150 million make a man do a lot of strange things.
Take a lane.
Yeah, we saw what happened with 100 million up at Michigan State. Man, couldn't even last a year.
Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Somebody offer you 100 million, man. You might start cheering for Ohio State.
Probably.
Oh man, you the best, bro. You're the absolute best in the business. Hey, I tell everybody, you need to go follow him at Coach Reed Live, man.
Do it.
Athletes, parents, fans of college football. Him, his co-host Smoke. Man, Smoke says some of the wildest things, Coach. I can't wait to meet Smoke, man. I got to meet him in person. Smoke says, man, his Cam Newton tape that he said got everybody in the South riled up. I was like, he ain't lying.
Hey, listen to this. To all you Notre Dame fans that's watching this show tonight. I know I picked Ohio State. But if Notre Dame pulls it off, stay out of my DMs.
No, that's where we gotta come.
Stay out of my
That's where we gotta come, Corey.
Stay out
we gotta come talk to you at that point.
Listen, if they pull it off, stay out of my DMs. Right?
Coach Reed, man, Carl Reed. Thank you for joining us right here on the Lucky Lefty podcast.
Last thing I want to say though, real talk before I get out of here. You be careful down there tonight, man. I'm not joking. I said it. They own you, man. They got a real problem with you, right?
Do we need to beef up security walking in the stadium?
Oh,
I'm telling you, I got you. Big Meech is home. I got you. I got you. Meech home. All you got to do, man, I'm telling you, I'm sending you a number. But you got to keep your head on the swivel because if they get up on you, it's gonna be too late for you to call.
It's gonna be too late. Okay.
You gotta see them coming, and you call that number. I'm telling you, they coming up there. You're gonna be good. Don't worry about it. Right?
That's right. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You know, Marcus Freeman gonna hold it down for me too, man. That's gonna keep them all for me the whole game.
I'm gonna tell you what, they might need him to play tonight.
Coach, we appreciate you, bro. Like I said, you're the best, man. We appreciate how you always lend your time to us, man. And we look up to you and everything that you do.
Absolutely,
wisdom that's on your life. Continue to do that in all
Glad
areas.
to be here, man. Y'all doing a great job, man. Keep working. Stay blessed.
Blessings and favor to your family.
All right, brother.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
That's Coach Carl Reed right here, Lucky Lefty Podcast, man. He's the best, bro. We get him like every 3-4 months.
He the vet, come in and drop the jewels, man, and be out.
Lefty, he's got me worried about you now, Left.
Man, look, we are good because think about it. It's the national championship game. It's not regular season because winning this puts all them other games in the back. We're doing something that must be done. That's all. And there's no reason to act like we can't talk our stuff. We made it. It's just gonna make for the sweet parade. I'm telling you, we're gonna have a parade from Dayton all the way up to Columbus now.
Hey man, you might need some spotters on the roof with some. You don't do that parade, bro. You and Marcus, we gotta have some protection.
That's hometown. What the hometown supposed to be happy for?
Nah, bro. Hey, the stats show the best rappers get killed in their own hometowns, bro. So, nah. I'm not trusting the local police.
What's the animosity? Y'all just was talking about bad about your own team. I'm just agreeing. I agree with you. I agree. Get rid of them. They're not good. Yes. Come on, keep the energy. Keep that same energy. That's all we asking. Come on, that's all we asking.
Man, Malik's 3 Keys brought to you by ONORA Whiskey. Malik gives the 3 keys to victory for Notre Dame the day before, the day of each and every game. How you feeling about this and what's your 3 keys? Thank you, baby. My beautiful wife just brought me a smoothie. She's the best, bro. She's the best in the business. They give you a round of applause.
That's championship smoothies Monday. Championship smoothie Monday. She knows what you need. Nurturing. Coming through in the clutch. I'm telling you, look.
The mug says sometimes you forget that you're awesome. So this is your reminder.
Look at
that. You know
what
I'm saying? Even with a message.
Even with a message. It's the little things that the wives do. I'm telling you, that makes all the difference.
Hey, man, keeps getting better and better. Try this thing called marriage. I'm just telling you. You got to try this thing.
You got to try it. Got to try it out.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the 3 keys. Oh, man, for the national championship game. This is exciting. Our 3 keys have led to many wins this season up into the championship game. So for me, it's a very special moment, man. We've been predicting what it takes to win for Notre Dame the entire season. We've been spot on, and it doesn't change tonight. I think tonight, it is 2 evenly matched teams, 2 teams that deserve to be there. That's the first and most important thing. I think one of the keys, and it'll be just because of the style of how we play versus how they play, and that's the man-to-man matchup. I don't need us to be 100%, but I do believe if we can make those 50-50 man-to-man down the field tosses 50-50 and not 70-30 like how Ohio State receivers have been treating some of these secondaries, then we're going to be fine. We're going to win some and we're going to lose some because, like I said, these are 2 very good teams. And it's particularly our greatest strength on defense is their greatest strength on offense. So I 1000% believe that if we're going to lose because of a man-to-man situation, I like those chances. I'd rather say, okay, let's roll out and we'll do 10 times you throw the ball down the field. We'll win 5 of them. You'll probably win 5. But that's due to the greatness. So if we can find, like Carl Reed said, we can find the edge in those plays, and it's only 4 to 5, and these down the field shots that we know we're going to get, they know they're going to take. Now, what's going to happen in terms of on the field? These kids got to go out there and play. So we can win more of the 50-50 balls. That's a huge key for us to win, for us to get a victory. The second key, offensively, another defensive key would be for us to hold Ohio State like we do in the run game under 100 and Carl Reed said 140. I'll say 120.
No. He said Ohio State needs to hold Notre Dame under 150.
We need to hold them under 120 rushing yards because I believe that we need to put the ball in Will Howard's hands on defense, make him beat us, and make him be in positions where he has to go in and score. And the only way we can do that is managing the run game, not like how we did versus Penn State. I think if we give up the run game like we did to Penn State, I think just because Ohio State's a good team and that, Will's not great, but Will can do more than he can hit an open pass now. Like, come on. And there were some open passes due to the run game being effective early in the first half of last week. So make them one-dimensional. If we can limit them under 120 in rushing, then that means they're going to have to rely on that passing game. And that's the best unit on our defense, in my opinion, is that secondary. So I like to live on that. If that's what it comes down to, man-to-man matchups and 50-50 balls on the 5 or 6 plays that can change the game, I like us in those situations. So holding them under 120 and being able to win majority of the 50-50 balls that we know we're going to see from an explosive side, I think that makes all the difference. And last but not least, we talked about it earlier today, is the turnover margin. Riley Leonard can't go and give them 2 turnovers for nothing, right? If we turn the ball over, our plus-minus turnover margin has to favor us, because if it doesn't, I just think in a championship game, those matter, even if it's in the first quarter. Because by fourth quarter, we're going to be like, man, if you didn't get the turnover. So I think Ohio State is susceptible to turnovers if they get down. And if they get down, I think that's where we can capitalize on defense getting turnovers for them. And then conversely for us staying in the game means we can't have turnovers to get them off the hook. Because in reality, Ohio State wins by getting let off the hook. Texas let them off the hook with a strip sack, fumble for a touchdown. They didn't even chase the guy. Once he got the sack fumble, nobody chased because they knew it was over. So we can't give them that. And we also can't give them get out of jail free cards like a 80-yard, 90-yard halfback screen from TreVeyon Henderson. Now, TreVeyon Henderson has made big plays in every Ohio State game he's played. He made one last year. He made one last week against Texas. So clearly he's having some game-breaking effect in each Ohio State game that he's played. So in limiting them to under 120 yards, it involves limiting him. And I think that's a concerted effort, because if we can do that, I have no problem letting Will Howard try to win a game. We've seen him in 2 opportunities this year when Ohio State needed to win by going down the field and scoring. Will Howard was beyond underwhelming in game-winning drives. That's the position I feel like if it is to be close, that's what I want us to be in. I want it to be on our defense to stop them from scoring to win the game, because I believe that Will Howard is not going to be able to get it done if it's a game-winning drive. So it's going to come down to us not turning the ball over, holding them under 120, and winning the 50-50 balls in man-to-man matchup targets down the field. And we should be fine. Offensively, for us, why I didn't have too many keys, it's just because the way we play, it can come from anywhere. And this game is no different. Is it random guys like Jaden Harrison, or is it Jaden Thomas making a game-winning touchdown, or is it Bo Collins? Bo Collins making a one-on-one play out of nowhere. Are they keying on Jaden Grayhouse? So they have so many things that it makes me have a hard time figuring out offensively what are we going to get from our team, because it can happen from anywhere. But I know for a fact defensively, if we can do those 2 things, hold them to be one-dimensional and do a great job in our one-to-one man-to-man matchups, I find it hard for Ohio State to score 38. So, 30, I thought getting to 30 was going to determine the winner. So whoever got the 31st is the winner. But if we're coming out scoring high flying like that, it could be a different game.
I'll add to this. Notre Dame has done an incredible job in winning the middle 8. The 4 minutes going into half and the 4 minutes coming out of half.
Yeah,
That's really where they won. That's really where they beat Georgia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting the field goal late going into half against Penn State, coming out that first drive, getting back on the board to tie the game. That is where Notre Dame has really made the push. They did the same thing against Indiana. Tonight, for the first time, they're the home team outside of Indiana.
Right.
Previous 2 games, they were the road team, which means they called the toss. They won both toss. They deferred. Tonight, Ohio State gets to call the toss. We'll see if Ohio State wins. I'm very interested in whether or not Ohio State wants to put their offense on the field first so they can start fast against this Notre Dame defense, which they typically do. Ohio State likes to get the ball first. I'm interested in seeing what they do because the trend continues and Notre Dame wins. Ohio State won the last 4 minutes against Texas. That last 4 minutes going into the half changed everything.
It changed everything.
Has changed everything. And to reiterate what you said, I go back to that big run that TreVeyon Henderson, you can talk about all the other guys, Jeremiah Smith. TreVeyon Henderson is what makes him go.
Yeah. He's what gets them back on track for sure.
Jeremiah Smith, when he doesn't go, they fall back on Jeremiah. They fall back on TreVeyon.
They do fall back on him, and they go right to TreVeyon Henderson to get like a big play, and then they all eat off of that. Like,
so this is the thing for me, Left. I agree. We need to hold them on the 120 yards. I'll go a step further. I don't care if they get 120 as long as they don't have an 80 or 70 yarder in there.
Oh, yeah. As long as not no crazy.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to spread that 120 out with 30 in this quarter and 40 in that quarter.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. But we can't have an 80-yard explosive.
Yeah.
No super momentous play where it's
easy.
Like,
nothing easy.
But we give them 7 on some cheap, like, you got to be on that. You know what I mean? Like, no cheap points. If we don't give them no cheap points, then it's like, okay, they have to go out there and really play. And I think toe-to-toe, if we played straight up, we will gain an advantage eventually.
So that's Malik's 3 keys right here. Now you get to talk offense, Left.
Yeah.
Free snap read that you give each and every week. How is Mike Denbrock going to approach this Ohio State defense early in this game?
Well, one, I really hope that he's not going into it with I don't think he is, but going into it with the Notre Dame big game mindset of being super conservative, not taking many risks, trying to control the clock too much, and then you give them small windows of opportunity to win the game because we never go grasp it. You know, we always be like, keep it close, keep it low scoring, keep it close. And every time we do that, we just leave these moments for them to make game-winning drives, last play of the game on the 2-yard line. It feels like we give them the advantage by being too passive because we're trying to keep it close. So if we don't try to keep it close and we aren't passive the entire game, then I think we'll be in a great spot because Denbrock does, when he is aggressive, it turns out to be in our favor. And it keeps the opposite team on their toes where they have to go outside themselves and beyond their game plan to try to figure out how to adjust. So I really believe that Denbrock is going to attack this offense through the running game. I think that's obvious. I don't think we're going to change the identity of who we are or who we've been all season. So we're going to get that run game going in short yardage. I definitely see Riley Leonard still carrying the ball. I would like him to stay on his feet and not get helicoptered in this game, you know. But I do think there is a lot of credit, and I'm sure Denbrock has talked to Alfred in some aspect of the effect of staying with the run. And we've seen that. If you're watching film, Ohio State may have some times where they stop teams, but the things that Michigan did was they didn't quit running. even in times where they're like, okay, there's a passing down, they ran the ball and ended up getting explosives that broke their back essentially, right? So for us, I think committing to the run game, but also taking the right amount of shots. I think Carl Reed was right. 5 or 6 plays, Riley's going to have to make, and it doesn't have to be like it could be similar to how Georgia, where that third down, he's given the extra effort to get the first, and he jumps over the dude. That's considered one of the 5 or 6 plays. It doesn't have to be all passes, and I think we've grown accustomed for that. It doesn't have to be, but he's got to play smart and he's got to take advantage of these big play moments, right? Either way is going to go 5 or 6 plays for Will, 5 or 6 plays for Riley. It's going to happen. So I think if Riley, which we agree, he's fitting to his role. He knows, okay, I don't have to do everything. And I think him understanding that at this time is perfect. It's perfect because now he can focus on those 5 or 6 plays. Because when they're not those 5 or 6 plays, make the right decision. Fall down, throw it out of bounds, like he did with Abdul Carter. He didn't try to force it and bend the corner when he couldn't get there. What did he do? Just ran out of bounds. Great. And then because he comes back and then he can make the right play because he's healthy, right? So it's going to be a very physical game, but I know one thing we can wear on Ohio State's front with the various running options that we have. So that should be the theme. And then one of our receivers got to activate. You know, Riley Leonard's got to trust himself. And the pick he threw the first time, don't be afraid to throw it because it was open before. You know what I'm saying? That was open. Don't choke the football because you're thinking about, oh, I threw a pick on this play last time. If it's open, throw it. So be aggressive in that aspect. And we should be fine. I think Denbrock has found a formula to spread the ball out when we need to. Throw an Aeneas Williams in there. Give it to Jadarian. Know how to balance a Riley and Jeremiah Love run game. Know how to get a sneaky receiver 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Right? Like, so that flow has been great for Denbrock, which I think is going to provide all the necessary challenges for an Ohio State defense to just lock in on something. We knew they got the locking in when we watched them versus Texas, and they're like, okay, they can't win without Quinn Ewers. So we gotta put the pressure on Quinn Ewers. Oh, we have to lock in on Dylan Gabriel. They had 8 sacks on Dylan Gabriel. The game's over. The game's over. You get 8 sacks on your quarterback, the game's over. The fortunate part for us is, how is Ohio State going to be in position to get 8 sacks when that's not our offense?
Wait a minute. Didn't the Rams just get 8 sacks and lose?
They did. Jared Verse was going crazy. Jared Verse is going crazy for sure. But they lost.
Crazy. That's crazy how they lost probably the greatest defensive tackle of all time.
Yeah.
And had more sacks.
To
unit the next year.
Yeah.
Talk about coaching and development, boy.
Man, the Rams got a great staff.
Man.
But I think for us, it's really, if we don't turn it over on willy-nilly stuff, like I get turnovers happen, but just not turnover. We throw it over his head so crazy, just, we can't do that. But from a perspective of what is Ohio State defensively really looking forward to doing, I hope they don't fall in that trap of, we got to knock 13 out of the game. That's not the answer, guys. It's not, because 13 literally got knocked out last time, and we still went in there and went 6 for 7 before half and got points. So that's what I'm saying. It's just going to be, for our offense, I'm not worried about it, because at some point we're going to pop because we have so many people. You see what I'm saying? Conversely, as long as we don't give it away, we're going to be in perfect and prime position to score the points we need, because we know we can wear on Ohio State's front by running the football.
That's the pre-snap read. So, Left, my last show before the game. Go ahead, put your predictions in the chat right now. We'll bring them up on the screen. Your predictions for the number 7 seeded Notre Dame Fighting Irish against the 8th seeded Ohio State Buckeyes down in Atlanta tonight for all the marbles in the inaugural 12-team playoff. Let us know your scores. How you think things are going to play out. Left, I'm going back and forth because I give honest evaluation of games, right? So I played this out in my mind and said, yo, in order for this team to win, these are the ways it can happen. In order for that team to win, these other ways it can happen. And so, and I took my heart out of it. I just looked at, man, film, numbers, momentum,
Yeah.
things surrounding everything. In a close game, and I don't even know how Ohio State fans could refute this. In a close game, and this is funny because just a year ago,
Just a year ago.
Just a year ago. But in a close game right now, as of today, I would definitely trust Marcus Freeman more than I trust Ryan Day.
Yeah. Today, yeah.
Late in a close game, I would definitely. This is the same coach. The same coach that had 10 men on the field.
It's a totally different guy. I think it's just totally. I don't think you can look at that and be like, that's him.
What has transpired? He is far. Go watch the end of that Penn State game. It was his sideline. It was his sideline. Even after the bad pass interference call, it's like, okay, let's go. This is what we're gonna do.
I think so too, man.
All the requisite moves.
I just think he's a better coach than Ryan Day is at this juncture.
Because I would look, in order to say he's a better coach, I would look at the full totality of the body work. But I'm just talking about as of right now.
Right now, yeah, just right now. Right now. Game.
This season, I've seen Ryan Day go into a shell multiple times this year.
Multiple times. I've seen it. I've seen him on the sideline.
Situations. Marcus Freeman, for me, I would give him the edge. We don't have to talk about the rosters. We do. All of that is known. All of that is known.
Everything's known.
I say all of that to say this, because I had to use numbers. I had to be pragmatic. Against the three most physical teams, Coach Reed was right. Because they love to play nickel and don't like to come out of nickel, they struggle to stop teams that run from 21 and 12 personnel. I said it on Friday's show. 140 yards per game to the three teams that do exactly that. Nebraska, Penn State, Michigan. With less talent. Nebraska's offense is not as talented as Notre Dame's offense. Their offensive line is not as good as Notre Dame's offensive line. Michigan's offensive line was one of the worst they've had in the last 5 years. Sharon Moore said that.
Yeah, he said that too.
Michigan game, he said that.
He said it too.
Penn State arguably is the only offense you can say that's more talented than the Notre Dame offense.
Penn State's offense is more talented.
Yeah, dog. Yeah. We got one dude. Jeremiah's a dude. Tyler Warren is a dude.
Tyler Warren's a dude, man.
He's a dude. And you add the two running backs that our offensive line healthy definitely is better than our offensive line.
Yes.
Healthy.
Yes.
Unfortunately, our offensive line isn't the healthiest. You got Jagasaw back, which is huge. I don't think the Ohio State fans understand getting Jagasaw back at left tackle. They just poo-poo it. Like one dude was like, he's only started 2 games. He's good. What are you who cares? He's really good. I would rather have a really good player that has not started than to have a guy that started a bunch of games that's not as good going up against really good talent. Like, what are we talking about? He's good.
He's good, yeah.
So with that and understanding that in those 3 games against those types of teams, Ohio State has only averaged 24 points in those games.
Right. That's why I said it's a race to 30. I think it's a race
because of the style of play, not because of the talent, because of the style of play. We're going to make it a brawl, a physical game. Out of those three teams, Notre Dame has the best defense. Notre Dame's defense is better than Nebraska's. They're better than Michigan.
Yep.
And they're better than Penn State's.
Yep.
So when I say that, 24-23 Notre Dame, bro. That's what I came up, 24-23 Notre Dame.
Okay, that's
That's what I came up with. I didn't use regular season. My rule all year has been when a team faces Notre Dame, I automatically subtract 10 points. Like whatever you're averaging, Notre Dame is gonna hold you at minimum 10 points below your average. They've done it all year. In the playoffs, I believe Ohio State is averaging 32 points.
Yeah.
That's 22. I gave Ohio State one extra point.
Oh, so you broke it down pragmatically.
Man, I did it. I took my heart out of it.
So you said because of the mathing, you got to get 22 to 23.
I took my heart out of it. I took my heart out of it because that's what you're supposed to do as an analyst.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to just spout off, well, you're this dude, we got this, we got. No, look at the numbers. Look at the style. Look at what Ohio State does against teams of this caliber. Yes, be pragmatic about it and give an educated, not just your opinion, give an educated opinion.
I agree.
Notre Dame 24, Ohio State 23.
Oh,
and I dead wrong. Because I've been dead wrong all year. Because I've given teams credit. I've given them, Notre Dame's going to hold them to 15.
You Al Golden us. You give us the Al Golden. Oh, they got this guy and this
and the next thing you know, Notre Dame pitches a shutout. Or they hold a team to 3. And I'm like, man, I guess I disrespected Notre Dame's defense. No, I'm going to give Ohio State all the credit in the world. I do think they hit hot stretches. I think they'll have stretches, a couple of stretches in this game where back-to-back drives, they score.
They'll heat up on us.
And then Notre Dame will respond. I think, Coach Reed said, I think it's going to be an absolute amazing, amazing championship game. Amazing.
Yeah, okay. I like how you broke it down because that's fair and that's very you can see that. I can see that through the numbers and through the analysis. For me, I'm not doing that. I got us winning 32-23. I mean 24. 32-24 is my score. I think it's a race to 30. I think we'll score as it gets late and they'll score less as it gets later in the game. So yeah, they'll have runs. I think it'll be hot in the beginning. We're not a first half team necessarily, but I think our adjustments is where we win the football game, and that takes into place in the second half. That's where we slowly but surely start to roll teams up because one, we're going to wear you down in the first half, get you feeling good because it's close. But at the end of the day, Notre Dame's going to be able to pull through because, like I said, we have something Ohio State doesn't. And that's the element of surprise. No matter how much Ohio State is scouting our offense, they don't know who's going to score. They don't know who's going to have the best day. They don't know who's going to be activated or be called on or go to. So because of that, we add that element of surprise. That's 10 points right there that Ohio State can't cover. Along with our defense being special, I just don't believe in their quarterback. It's going to take a better quarterback than Will Howard to go against a Notre Dame defense that's arguably one of the better defense in history. And a lot of it is because where we are strong at, they are strong at. It's not like this is a mismatch where they just have these incredible receivers and we have DJ Brown back there. And it's not a knock on DJ Brown, but the talent back there has gotten better. And without Golden being able to, he hasn't been defeated in a chess match on the field all season. Chip Kelly's a great offensive mind.
Thanks.
But the quarterback is not CJ Stroud. It's not Braxton Miller. It's not Dwayne Haskins, Justin Fields, Terrell Pryor. So for all the marbles, the talent of the quarterback they have, I don't think can outshine a Notre Dame defense that's on fire right now. We haven't lost steam. And if you think about it, what are we really saying Will Howard has to do versus this defense to win? In my opinion, I don't think we're going to give them the run game, which means they're going to have to throw. And I do not believe, because I think it's going to take 303 touchdowns to beat our defense. I don't think Will has it in him. I think it's honestly going to take around 320, 3-4 touchdowns by Will Howard, being the reason why. Now, this is given that we don't just give them give them turnovers on our own 20 or something like that. This is just a complete straight game. You got to be able to really be willing and dealing. And I don't think he has the skill set to maintain that for 4 quarters against the best defense he's seen all season. It just doesn't add up to me, which means that, like Marcus Freeman said, what are the other ways they're going to get forward the ball? And if it ain't just straight go balls, I think that plays in our favor, because the way we run our defense, it confuses quarterbacks. It puts us in tough spots. We can get them off the field, and that's going to be to an advantage. So I got us winning 32-24 in a great showdown. And I just don't believe that Ohio State has enough at that position to make those 5 or 6 plays that me and Carl Reed agree about.
Yeah, I laugh. I laugh that you got, once again, I've literally watched 5 complete Ohio State games, bro. There's no need for me to watch the Oregon game because Notre Dame ain't Oregon.
No,
don't play that style.
We're not playing
no
like
need for me to watch it. I watched the styles of games that they played against teams. I watched the Nebraska game in its entirety. I watched the Michigan game in its entirety. I don't need to watch Texas because Notre Dame ain't playing like Texas. It's a totally different style.
We don't play like Texas, these teams y'all beat.
Texas offensive line is soft.
It's soft.
Offensive line got dominated by Georgia twice. No need to watch the Texas game. What I did watch is how Ohio State reacts in its totality. To see against Nebraska, they jumped out early. What physical football teams do is they don't go away from who they are.
They don't go away.
Eventually, that fast start, now the game becomes a lull. And Nebraska won the middle part of that game. Took a 3-point lead in the 4th quarter until Ohio State responded and won the game. Like, you got a guy in the chat talking about, you guys, that's unrealistic to say Notre Dame can win 24-23. It was unrealistic that Michigan kicked your butt too, wasn't it? That was unrealistic as a double-digit home favorite. Unrealistic, right?
And don't give me that, it's a rivalry bull crap.
No. It was unrealistic. It was unrealistic. Don't talk to me about unrealistic. Give me some facts. That's what we talk here in the show. I'm giving you stats and trends based upon what Ohio State has done. Refuted with facts, not opinion. Refuted with facts. You just can't say, we have this player. That don't mean nothing.
We got players.
That same player that ended the game against Texas was whining and crying about Michigan planting the flag in the middle of the field. Same dude.
Crying.
Talking trash pregame. He talking trash pregame about what he was going to do. And he was crying after the game. The same dude.
That's who y'all relying on?
Same dude.
That means he's soft in here. That means
he's soft. Don't want to talk about that. Don't want to talk about that.
And what made it worse is that your head coach is still there watching. Head coach is watching.
And we can talk. As I said before, look, 2 days ago, I was going to pick Ohio State.
Until you saw
I really was until I talked to Carl Reed, and I was like, Notre Dame runs a lot of 12 personnel.
That's just what we do.
That's what they do. That's what they do. And if that's what Ohio State struggles with because they just refuse to come off the field and play anything other than nickel, then guess what? Notre Dame's going to have a chance to run the ball and control the clock and make the game physical and shorten the game and keep Ohio State off the field. Facts. That's the same thing Nebraska did. It's the same thing Michigan did. And it's the exact same thing Penn State did. Exact same thing. That's it. It's 1 + 1 is 2. That's it.
It's not rocket science, baby.
That's it. Y'all better after Michigan because y'all played soft teams. soft teams.
Because the thing is, if we played Texas or one of these teams or Oregon in the championship, it would be a totally different conversation.
Josh Heupel and them soft, bro. and Samson didn't even play. The running back didn't even play.
Didn't play. That's what I'm saying. Their best running back didn't even play. Y'all was going against Nico Imavalita, a true freshman.
Oregon
or redshirt sophomore.
I don't care what Coach Reed said. Oregon is soft. I watched them play against Wisconsin. I watched them play against Wisconsin 2 weeks before that. They soft.
So
Penn State almost ran them off the field. Penn State just couldn't stop them because of the secondary at Penn State is awful. They couldn't stop Oregon. But Penn State was running the ball right down Oregon's throat. Right down their throat. That's soft. That's soft. That's facts. That's watching film. That's breaking it down. You can't quantify toughness. You can't quantify the ability to control games. It ain't got nothing to do with stars. Got nothing to do with big names. Let me ask you this question. If Jeremiah Smith doesn't go off tonight, then what?
Yeah, we got other people to.
Then what? If Jeremiah Smith doesn't go off tonight, then
what? Exactly.
Because if you say if Jeremiah Love doesn't go off, we have answers for that. We've had answers for that all year. We had answers for that in the first game of the year when Jeremiah Love wasn't doing anything and Jadarian popped.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And Jadarian pops one out of nowhere. You're like, oh, he takes off for 50 yards.
Dude, that people don't understand, man. This is not a Penn State offense where it's like, that's the dude.
Right.
That's the dude. Shut him down in the passing game. Every receiver's had a big game. Jaden Harrison's had a big game. Jordan Faison's had a big game. Bo Collins has had a big game. At least 4 receivers have had a big game. 2 of our tight ends have had big games. You don't know. There is nobody to say, we got to shut them down in the passing game. You don't know who's going to pop up. You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
You're just hoping you can just limit and get us on third downs. Like, you don't have a true.
So don't be mad because don't get mad at somebody that actually, because that low-hanging fruit, you guys don't watch Ohio State games in its entirety. Well, we know you don't watch Notre Dame games.
Because y'all geeking over playing man. We play man all year, man. Like, I don't understand why y'all keep making that a talking point.
It's made some of the worst takes. And we compliment Ohio State consistently, time after time. Hey, my boy, I hope my boy goes off tonight, bro. He's going to have the opportunity.
He's going to have his chances.
He's going to be one-on-one against Jordan Clark, or probably the third defensive back, just like he was early against Texas. And he got heated up. He heated up against Texas, and they never went back to him. So, hey, it is what it is. I hope my boy gets 5-6 catches tonight.
5-6, maybe get 75 yards. That's a good day.
Yeah.
That's a good day. Put on your resume and everything.
Chicago over everything.
Chicago
over everything. So I'm pulling for my boy tonight. Shout out to my girl TT and the rest of the family that's down there supporting my boy. Mom would be proud, CT. Mom would be proud. She's going to be on your shoulder tonight. It's going to be a great game, man. It's going to be a great game.
Fantastic game.
And the Lord ain't got nothing to do with this one because both of the quarterbacks believe in God.
Yep. Look at that.
Ain't no favorites tonight. Even God is going to sit back in heaven and say, man,
somebody got to win this.
He's going to look to his right and say, son, this is going to be a good one tonight. Because, his son is at the right hand. He's going to look, hey, son, let's go ahead and watch. Let's
watch. Where we go? Who you got? Because I don't know. They both love me.
Two of our good disciples are representing us. So we are guaranteed.
We are good stewards now.
God is guaranteed. Hey, God is guaranteed that he's going to be mentioned by a quarterback after winning.
Hey, guaranteed. He'll get the credit.
It's a win-win for the body of Christ tonight. It's a win-win for the body of Christ. Because both quarterbacks
praise. He's going to get the praise.
Yes, sir. From both quarterbacks. Whoever wins it, he's getting the praise tonight. I love that. I absolutely love that. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. We got a super chat. and a GTB, I believe. Just one ND gal, 24-23. I appreciate that. That was my prediction. Been my prediction all week, including just now. Hey, TO State gang, look at me putting my money where my smarts are. I like that. Not where your mouth is, but where your smarts are. I like that. I like that. Because think about it. Be pragmatic. Don't just say Notre Dame's going to win. Why?
Be pragmatic,
What
yeah.
makes you think that? How did you come to that conclusion? Yeah, you should be able to Jay Grizz. How about make the university that the player is transferring to pay a transfer fee? Going back to the conversation, we told Coach Reed if he was commissioner, give us 3 things that he would change immediately. A transfer fee. They do that. I think they do that in the Euro League as well, in soccer.
Who will pay it though?
The team that's acquiring.
Yeah, the school. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that'd be like, shoot, we don't want to pay that fee for you. That could deter some people from transferring.
I mean, we would have thrown Duke another extra 100,000 for RJ, maybe 200 for Riley. Like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, we got it. If we ever had to open the purse up, you can just write. We got you. We got.
Hey, man, I'm getting ready to leave, man. I have to tell this story, Left. So, our dryer went out last week, Left. Our dryer went out. And so, I don't know about you, and maybe other Notre Dame fans or football fans. Your spouses, my spouse, a beautiful wife. She is a lover of appliances, Left. All things appliances. Doesn't matter what it is. Washer, dryer, refrigerator, just anything, microwave, whatever. So she's in heaven, right? She's like, oh, we need a new dryer. And salesman is just giving her, what is this new thing where all of these dryers are now like electric and no one has gas dryers in stock anymore, bro?
They don't have gas dryers?
No, the guy was telling us that most of the new constructions are, they have the 20 whatever volt for the electric dryers, and they're going away from gas dryers, right?
Dang.
And so because they're here locally in Chicago, the Chicago area is very much a gas centric development area. Then they have those in stock. So, man, he was trying to do. I was looking at, they got this all-in-one dryer, which I would never buy. Like, I don't want something that's a washing machine and a dryer.
Oh, that's a California thing. Oh, yeah, you must be talking about California.
That's a California thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, California. That's you go to Airbnbs and all. They got these. It'd be like, where's the other piece? They're like, no, it's all in one. That's crazy. No, I don't like that.
So this particular one, it was kind of beautiful. It was like a quartz gray, dark look. Oh my God! Look at all the extras on it. And it's Google, Google integrated.
You talk to it. You tell it to dry your linens, and it'll dry it.
Yeah, and it's like $3,500. I'm like, no. I'm like, first of all, I want to be able to dry and wash at the same time.
Yeah.
So I can speed up this process. I don't want to have. No, I want to.
Not all in one with a million buttons, and then I'm waiting longer. Like, no,
absolutely. So we get in there, Love. She finally picks out the dry.
You're just like, I don't know.
Here's the funny part. We're standing there, and she's walking around, and she's like, "Look, babe," and I just hear her say, "Oh my God." Oh my God. So I turn around and she's standing next to a microwave. And the microwave has a door that literally opens out. It doesn't swing out, it just opens out.
Like an oven.
And she's like, oh my God, this is so amazing. This is dope. And I'm like, baby, are you serious right now?
Because the way it opens.
I'm like, it warms food, dog. Like, what are we talking about right now? What are you talking about? Right? I was like, you want me to pay an extra $500 because the door opens out?
Yeah. It's
I
like
said,
butterfly doors compared to a regular car door. So,
I said, it's not even like dope, like voice activated. It's not even dope like you're putting in a code. Literally, there's a button that says open. I said, watch this, babe. So I pushed the close button and it closed. I said, watch this, babe. Watch me push the open button. I pushed and it opened. I said, you see that? You see that? You push open and it opens. I was like, that's all it did.
That's like the change. That's like the difference between when you step on the trash can and the lid comes up, or if you hit the button and it just.
Bro. Oh my God.
But to her it's different though.
Oh, it was everything. It was everything to the Mrs. Left. Oh, she was in heaven.
You're like confused now because you're like, I know it can't be this deep for you.
And it was so funny because I'm walking around looking at other stuff, right? So I'm like, dude, I don't care which dry you pick. I don't care.
Whatever.
I just need to dry my clothes. I got like a week full of clothes upstairs.
Yeah, because I'm not about to get with you on this. Like,
now.
Not the argument.
Get the dryer. Like,
get the dryer. Get the dryer.
And I'm like, what's wrong? I'm like walking around. I'm like, dude, like, come look at this. It's like, dude, they had this backyard grill, right? This backyard grill set up. See that?
That's like a Blackstone?
That's me. Right. It's like with the island. Built in, it's like the big grill built into an island.
Yeah.
I'm like, see that? Now I'm
that's like, something to get. That's
my domain. This is my domain. This is what I do.
Now you thinking of the meals, you thinking of the time, easy it is.
It had an hibachi grill. The grill, it was like an actual barbecue gas grill connected to a hibachi grill. So now in my mind left, I'm like
cooking up. You cooking up. You already made great meals on this already. Like I just see myself doing it. Like, I might even shoot some content. This thing looks so nice. For sure.
So I'm walking around. That was just one example looking at it. And I'm like, yo, why you not walking around? Like, no, I don't want to get excited. Because if I walk around, I want to buy everything in here. And I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, like appliances are her kryptonite, bro. She will go broke on appliances.
Gadgets and all. You have 6 different things in the house that can heat up toast.
You seen that commercial where the girl is getting ready to leave for work and she tells her AI to let her out, unlock the door? And he's like, no. And she's like, why not? He's like, did you forget something? And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot my lunch. I'm like, I don't need anybody controlling. I don't need that, dog. See, this is my overall technology and appliances and stuff. It's at a point now. It's like, all right, it's too much, bro.
Because you adding stuff that I don't need, but it seems suspicious. Why does it have that control to lock me in the house? Like, I don't know what benefit it would ever be to be like, lock me in the house.
See, just the normal swing door in my microwave. And see, when my open and close is controlled by a chip, I got a problem.
Don't like it,
the chip goes bad.
Now my toast burning up. Now my food burning up.
I can't even warm anything up because it won't open.
Won't open.
Because it's computerized. Just give me the normal microwave. Door to just bam.
I can just manually.
Yes.
Because even if it gets stuck, guess what? I can just jerk it a little bit more. Just,
give me a butter knife. Work it out.
Let me man it up. I can man it up if I need to. Good grief.
I'm appreciative of technology, man.
Yeah.
And all the advances.
Vacuums, the new vacuums that are out, boy, they suck up the whole floor if you need to.
You know what I'm saying? I love it. But it's nothing like an old school Hoover with the bag. You know what I'm saying? You have to go buy the vacuum bags and go screw it in and
got a dump bag out.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But man, let me tell you something, man. These appliances, and my visit to the appliance store scared me, bro. So I'm like, dude, I just need the dryer to dry my clothes, bro.
Everything's a smart device.
Everything is a smart device. Everything. You can.
They trying to trick you now. They're trying to trick you with the air fryer scheme. Air fryers are just souped up toaster ovens.
I saw you put that on. You put that
That's
on.
what I'm saying. It's a toaster oven now. I know they fancy it up, but it's just warm air circulating. That is a toaster oven. It's not no new invention. I'm just saying. Don't let them market up the price of an air fryer when you got toaster ovens that have been around for decades. Don't let them do it.
So it was a great time. Jay Lamont, thank you for the super chat. We make history tonight, 26-24. What's up? Jay Grizz, he has a question. No, we got to that Jay Grizz question. I'm sorry. I think we answered. That was another GTB, but it was for Coach Reed. I didn't see about Jordan Johnson, the receiver from the St. Louis area. That was at Notre Dame before transferring out.
Does Jade Mickey get a ring?
4 ovens have built-in air fryers.
Look at that. The conspiracy and plot thickens, man.
I think, you know what? I might be in the minority here. He played in games. He played at Texas A&M. You darn right I would give Jay Mickey a ring. I would.
Hope so. I mean, that'd be a terrible feeling, man.
I would definitely give Jay Mickey a ring.
You think Marcus Freeman is that generous? You think he gonna show some love? He should. I mean, shoot. If it's good stewardship at Notre Dame,
put it like this. See, we can say what we want to say. My temperature is if it's left up, knowing Marcus Freeman, he would probably leave it up to the leadership on the team. And knowing how they feel about Jaden Mickey,
they give him one.
The players would give him one. Doesn't matter what we think, bro.
Doesn't
matter what we think. The players on that team love Jaden Mickey, bro. That's their brother for life. Doesn't matter how we feel about his transfer. It's all about how they feel. And in my opinion, they would definitely vote to get him a ring.
Amir getting a ring. My dog Amir got a ring, man. I'm happy for him, man. He get that thing.
I'm happy if he gets one as well.
Does Julio get a ring? Because people in the organization. I mean, he's had a huge hand in Marcus Freeman's haircuts all year.
Julio?
Eddie's moved into the Goog now.
Hold on.
That's a good question. That's a good question to ask.
Let me see. I'm gonna call my boy live.
Yeah. Let's call him live. He's got it. He should get a ring though, for real.
Because I know he's done cutting. Let me see.
He probably just got done cutting Marcus Freeman. I'm saying he need to,
What's up, bro? Now I'm not gonna ask you to come on live. We live, so I'm calling you live on the show. All right. Hit. No. I don't want you to come on. I'm just gonna talk to you on the phone on the show.
That's right.
No. You don't have to hop on. I'm talking to you now. Everybody's watching me talking to you.
That's right.
Right, because I know you're busy. I don't want you to jump on. This is the question, bro. This is the question. When we win tonight, does Julio Cutts get a ring?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about it. I just think we just got to win.
So
I'm just locked in on that.
You just locked in on that?
He don't want to get too excited. I get it.
Energy right now.
Was there a special? Was the haircut for tonight? Was it special or more special than any other haircut this year for Coach Freeman?
I want to say it's been like it's been the same routine all year. So I think that's how the vibes are. Just not do like how I want to say, like, not a big deal, but at the same time kind of keep your calm. So like. I think that was the energy today, when I cut a lot of the players and Coach Free and stuff. Just another day, just get this win locked in and know what I mean? It's just nothing too special, but for me personally, I think it's just humbling,
Yeah.
Blessing.
You've been with them through this through this full journey. How would you characterize the vibe of the players as you cut them and the coaches?
Like I said, I think everybody's just been locked in. Like the energy's just been, the determination's there. Obviously with the haircuts, we laughing and trying to make them feel comfortable. So I definitely try to be their kind of like relaxation for a little bit. Because they kind of loud and things. But I want to say that the vibe's just been locked in. Literally, like that's why I feel good going into this.
And this has been special for you because you've cut for national championship games, bro. You've cut Georgia before. You cut other teams. This has to be extra special for you, seeing that it's Notre Dame.
Literally so extra. I mean, like I said, I feel so like blessed to be a part of it. It's literally the best feeling right now.
Hey,
going into this game, man. Freeman got me want to shoot up.
Yo, no doubt. Hey, we appreciate you, bro. Bring us a W home.
Bring us a dub, man.
All right.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Go Irish.
Go Irish, bro.
That's Julio Cuts, my bro. Julio Cuts. Who else can call Julio Cuts and he picks up
on the whim? Only SD two mics in the podcast.
I'm just saying. I've had a Freeman special before. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I've had a Freeman special before. So,
hell yeah.
Oh, that's from the guy. He says they're locked in, bro. He says
Coach should be. It's national championship.
It has been nothing special. Business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual.
Same thing as always. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. I love this. I love this energy.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Anything to close it out, Luck?
Gave our predictions. There's nothing else to do but from our words to God's ears. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, look. I'm not with you tonight, man. Okay? I already know your Twitter fingers are gonna be active if that cat Will Howard is not playing his best.
Oh yeah, it's on fire. Twitter's on fire, burning down. Don't go out there, Will, and not play well. Because I'm on you. I'm on you.
I do not wish that on that young man.
Hey, we can't. The beautiful thing about football is that he got to go do it. I can only commentate on what I see and what I feel like is right. That's all. That's all. No matter how many stats you Ohio State fans bring up of my career, I'm not out there tonight. I'm not the reason why you lose or win. But I know one thing. You better hope Will is everything y'all keep gassing him up to be. Because he's going to need it against this team tonight, baby. And that's okay. It's 2 national championship teams, baby. Let's go.
Hey, Left, when you go home, when you do go home, man, just let me know. I'll be there, bro. I'll be there. I don't care. Like, what's up?
Yeah, we are here.
I'm talking trash on the other side regardless.
Talking trash. That's what I'm saying. But that's what makes us really authentic because we're talking trash during the game, before the game, after the game. These Ohio State fans, they'll talk a little trash. They'll be silent during the game, especially if they're losing. And then they want to pile on after they get the results and everything the dust is clear. Now they want to pile on. So I don't respect them as talking. I don't respect their trash talking because they get quiet in moments of doubt and then get loud when everything's over. So I don't want to do that. If you're going to talk trash, let's talk during the game, before the game, after the game. And it's cool. At least I can accept if we lost, I'll be like, okay, we lost. I thought this and that. Not, I'm going to delete Twitter. That's a coward. They made Kirk Herbstreit leave Ohio because he said disparaging comments about Ohio State. And that was Ohio State quarterback.
He moved to Texas, right?
Some banished him from Ohio. They moved. He moved out.
They moved to Texas. They put his exploits on the front page of the news.
Yeah, that's an Ohio State guy.
Did you see? I meant to ask you this as a quarterback. Did you see Jaden Daniels post game? Well, how the staff has used VR in his development to be able to see the field.
Yeah, so
They said it's set to 1.7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So literally he has 1.7 seconds to scan and make decisions. I was like, yo, that's great. I didn't even know VR. Well, I understand it now because vision is very important to the quarterback. But you all have something like that as well?
Yeah, so we had VR goggles when I was there at Notre Dame. And we had when I was training, there was like a couple of AI things out there where you do reaction tests to different coverages, post and pre-snap, and different things like game-wise, gamey sort of things. But it was through a football setting. So I've seen the goggles. The goggles are pretty cool, like a 360 view, and it has you basically in the play because the camera's behind the quarterback. And they run the play, but you're in the vision of the quarterback, so you can see the lanes, and so it's pretty smooth. I think it helped a little bit for me, but it's you got to find ways to make the game reps feel real, and I think we're getting closer to that with this AI stuff. I mean, football's getting crazier with all the technologies available. Even the iPads on the sideline are pretty intense. So.
Man, Nick Bonacani, you wild for that one. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you're wild for that one. Nick, you're wild for that one, bro. I won't even bring it up on the screen.
Yeah, it's damning us too. Yeah.
But he ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying. Lucky Lefty podcast. Hey, nothing else to say. It's time to kick it off, baby.
That's it, man.
Notre Dame fans, enjoy. And talk that talk, man. Talk that talk. Don't let these cats run you out of social media. Talk that talk. Stand proud.
Yeah. We made it. Shit. We made it to the national championship game.
Hey. Happy MLK Day to you. MLK. If you're next to the Lord, holler at him on behalf of Notre Dame.
That's right, baby. Holler at him. Hey, Father Husberg and y'all cool. Come on now. Y'all cool. I see pictures. They post a picture every MLK Day. So you can't tell me it ain't out there. They post it every time. Same black and white photo, too. It ain't no update. It is the same picture every year.
So for love, we got another super chat. Thank you, Cassie Rice. Let's go, Iris. So for love, SD2 mics, man, you guys enjoy what plans to be a fantastic matchup in the national championship game for the inaugural 12-team playoff. 7th-seeded Notre Dame against 8th-seeded Ohio State. We'll see you guys on the other side. Victorious. Right here on the Lucky Lefty podcast. Have a great day. Enjoy the game.
Don't hit the dislike button, you haters. Why would you do that?
We'll be done with them. We'll be done with them in another week or so anyway.
Who does that?
Spin it different.